new collab is here with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Along with that, of course, is a fusion. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at what it takes to get Donatello. Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. The fusion champ, of course, being Donatello, he is going to be a legendary support type, and we've actually gotten the fragment calendar since the fusion has started already. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into this first. So essentially, we can get a total of 130 fragments going along the way. So starting Thursday the 21st, going until Wednesday, September the 3rd. We're going to start off with an Ice Golem tournament, followed by Champion Chase, Classic Arena Takedown, Dragon Tournament, Fire Knight Tournament, Champion Training, Classic Arena Takedown again, and a Spider Tournament. Along with the events, which does have Dungeon Divers, I appreciate that these are happening at the same time, Dungeon Divers and the Ice Golem. There is going to be a Gear Enhancement event, Champion Training event, which is going on at the same time as Champion Chase. I actually like how this is laid out. And then we're going to have another Dungeon Divers, which actually is going to kind of not going on at the exact same time as the Dragon Tournament, but it's in there. At least there's some overlap. The Gear Enhancement happening again, and then a Summon Rush, Dungeon Divers, and a Gear Enhancement again. Now, keep in mind, it's going to be 130 fragment pieces we can get when you only need 100 to summon the champion. I do like the fragment ones typically better when it comes to fusion, so this is one of the ones I'm actually not mad at, to be honest, the fact that it is a fragment one, because essentially we will be able to do a little bit of skipping, which is one of the things I like with fragment ones. You just essentially need to go ahead and plan pretty carefully for it if this is a champ that you are wanting to get. So let's go ahead and take a look at his skills. So Donnie is going to be a legendary support type. Now he's going to be a part of the Lizardman faction, and with his skills, so first one, Aura, increases ally HP in all battles by 30%. First skill, attacks an enemy, heals all allies by 5% of this champion's max HP, instantly activates one random heal buff on all allies. Having this on a skill 1 is actually pretty nice. Second skill, attacks all enemies, decreases the cooldown of all ally skills except this champ by 2 turns. This skill's cooldown cannot be decreased by other cooldown decreasing effects. That's pretty huge. The cooldown of all ally skills for 2 turns. I can see why you might actually want this champion. Also places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. Now, third skill, removes all debuffs from all allies, places a 15% continuous heal buff, and a 25% strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also fills the turn meter of all allies by 20%. Honestly, you guys, I actually think he's a solid support here. Now, looking at his passive, I got you, bro. Passive effect, whenever Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael attacks, this champion joins in on that attack. This is something I actually mentioned with Michelangelo. I do like that they have that they will attack together. Just based on like who they are as champs, they work well together. Love that. There is an active effect. Whenever an ally is about to receive a fatal hit, this champion prevents that ally's death and keeps them alive with 1 HP. Then equalizes that ally's HP. The HP level of that ally will be brought up to the average HP level of the team. Oh, and you can bring this down to a 4-turn cooldown. Now, I don't have any champions that actually do that, so that is actually pretty unique for a champ that would help me, especially in Lizardman, because you guys, I'm strongly lacking on the Lizardman faction that I actually think Donatello can help my account out tremendously. Give you guys an example. This is what my Lizardman currently looks like, and it's even worse on my other account. And if I go into my faction wars, it is not open, so I can't show you, but I have a solid 10 stars in here. So Donatello would actually be huge for me, especially him being a support. Support is honestly where I am lacking quite a bit in here for who I've got built and who I've actually got. That this is definitely one of the fusions that I am going to try to go for and see if it's one I can add into my roster. So as I mentioned, the fusion has already started. So the tournament going on right now is going to be the Ice Golem tournament, and essentially 2 days to do this. So these ones I'm not super worried about when it comes to the tournaments for this. I'm hoping I can get some shards from Clan Boss because I'm gonna need some of those. Otherwise, I have to go into mystery shards, and that can take a lot, let's be honest. So Champion Training Tournament, though, you have an extra 10 there, which is nice. Champion Chase Tournament is also going to have an extra 10 in there. So there's going to be that extra 20 just from the leaderboard tournament. Plus, like I said, you only need to get 100. So something else to factor in But for Ice Golem, I have slow times in my heart. I haven't actually farmed this one in a while, so I might be able to get something going that is a bit faster in here. I mean, if all else fails, then I'll just farm one of the lower stages. But it has already started. It is going on, so I definitely need to get a move on. There is also the events, and as I said, they do have the Dungeon Divers event that has already started. So this one, it's nice that it is actually going on at the same time, because I can go ahead, farm the dungeon, and get what I need for Dungeon Divers as well. I don't necessarily think this is a fusion that is going to be like game breaking or one of the ones that's like, oh my gosh, like this changes everything, you know what I mean? But for me, it actually is potentially game breaking, at least in the sense of my Lizardman faction will get the help that it really desperately needs, because I am strongly struggling in there, and I've definitely been trying to get Lydia, and that's a step, of course, closer to actually getting her. And as I said, being a fragment fusion, I do think it's something that is going to be doable for me. I really hope that I can get him anyways, but regardless, I will take you guys along the journey and let you know what happens along the way. I do think ultimately, if I do get him, of course, I will build him. I will show you guys, figure out what type of gear I want to actually put on him, and what that build is going to look like, and how I can implement him into my team. I do honestly think he is a solid support, and I do think that he will be helpful for a lot of players if this is a fusion that you guys are actually going to be able to do, or if it's one that you are even wanting to do. Something to keep in mind, of course, because I think it should be mentioned, is that if you are thinking about if you want to go for this champion or not, but essentially once this champion is gone, you will not be able to get them again. That counts for all of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They did put it into the news in here, essentially saying that after November the 13th, the champions can no longer be summoned by any means, but will remain playable. So something you're going to want to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to the other champs, because we are also going to be able to potentially get Elenaril, get Raphael, and get April and Redder. That's going to bring you to all 6 champs, and if you do end up getting all 6 of them, then you're going to have essentially something that they'll give you extra if you manage to collect all 6. Now, with the rest of the champions, it's kind of being speculated what that's going to be, if that would be a Titan event, Heroes Path event. But in terms of fusion, it looks like Donatello is only one, and then Mikey being just a login champion. So you are going to have to wait and officially see. I know there's been some leaks and stuff going around of what potentially be. Maybe some of it has been confirmed, but you'll have to kind of, I guess, wait and see where you want to go ahead and use your resources. But for the very least, Mikey you can absolutely get. And then Donnie, if you do decide to go for the fusion, then that is going to be your 2 turtles to start with. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1. And then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. That's it for today's video. I have to get a move on and make sure that I'm able to at least do these events as they are going on. So it is one I'm excited for. I do think his kit is something that interests me, and I think it's going to help my account out. But comment down below and let me know what are your thoughts on Donnie. And be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on when I actually get him, gear him up, and put him to the test. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!